Recliner Sports Reporters, Robbie, in your new house, brother.
Yeah, getting there, trying to get everything moved in, get settled, but you know, got the amenities here, so we're staying here now for what would it be, the third night.
Heck yeah, you got your Wi-Fi.
Man, got the internet.
A nice
Four or
little,
5 minutes from work, so
and you got your wait. You're only 4 to 5 minutes from work now.
yep.
Oh dang, dude! So that's like walking distance to L Camps,
Oh yeah.
dude. That's perfect right now, man. Yeah, because you had to go through some sketchy back roads to get to your old house back when I was up there. There were some sketchy roads.
You know, yeah, it's part of living out in the country. It basically was on about a lane and a half road. It wasn't even a 2 lane road.
And what was that there was that sports bar we went to. What was that called?
Ralphie's.
Ralphie's, dude. How close are you to Ralphie's?
Probably about the same, probably 5, 7 minutes maybe.
That's awesome, buddy.
Pretty
Well,
pretty nice little central location in town, but still kind of quiet. Had some deer across the street last night.
now is that the new bed set that you got today delivered?
Nope, getting tomorrow. This is
All
just in
right.
the guest room right now, but
All right, all right, all right. You better get that guest room ready, buddy. September
man, it's ready. Come on
Sep-
up.
September 9th coming up quick, man. It's gonna be so fun. It's almost football season. It's almost
Heck
football
yeah.
season. We're in like less
Anybody
than
interested in Browns tickets, hit me up. Still got plenty left for every game.
Yeah, baby. Dude, hit this guy up. If you need Browns tickets and you're in Ohio, or even if you're just looking to go to a Browns game this year, hit Robbie up. It's a fun time, one of the best sections that you can ask for. It's a hike up those steps, but I mean, you're in golden territory.
Oh yeah, it's chill once you get there.
Best place to watch the game, I think.
Oh yeah.
And see if
You get
those
a full
pukes.
breakdown, see everything happening.
I'm curious to see if the puke stains are still going to be there or not.
Hopefully not.
Um, awesome, man. Well, we got some fun stuff to talk about today. Right now, the MLB All-Star Game is happening right now. Last night or Monday night was the Home Run Derby. So let's start off with the Home Run Derby. What are your thoughts on the how the Home Run Derby went?
I love it. That's my boy Vladdy. Vlad Jr. got the win, so I'm just pumped about that. I've been a big fan of his since he kind of came into the pipeline, even in the minors. But I was a fan of his dad's. Remember watching him hit on the field as a kid, and just pretty awesome. I think I still couldn't find another one. I think the first father son duo to ever both win the home run derby.
Yeah, I think so too. And it just was hilarious that we had just talked about them on the podcast about being one of the best father-son
Last
duos.
episode.
Right? Literally one of the best father-son duos, and then they go out and he wins the home run derby. I thought he was definitely at a disadvantage. I'm not gonna lie. This is why I don't like the home run derby setup. I like the back in the day where every pitch counted, right? So every swing of the bat counted. Yes, when I was watching the home run derby this year, um, it just seemed like you're just swinging the bat. Whoever could swing the bat the most times had the advantage there. So that's why I thought Vlad had kind of a disadvantage because he had a slower swing, he had a slower setup. I thought Rodriguez, who put up 41 in that first round, I thought he was going to run away with this thing because his setup was quick. And I even thought Roberts, I don't know if his first round, he was just boom, back, boom, back. And I was just like, oh my God, this guy's just
Like a machine.
right. Like, um, so I don't know. I mean, what's your opinion on how the home run derby went? Like in terms of like
Yep.
how it was set up.
I do miss the old outs setup, but it was I think one of the things that helped Vladdy was just the fact that he's a big boy. He's solid. So he was able to hold up. He's a skinny dude. I mean, he was smacking the ball. Guy's a great hitter. He's a great baseball player all around, but I just think he was gassed after that first round. He just put way too much in it. Awesome. Set the record. So he still got something out of it. It's not like it was a nothing a night for him, but yeah, I was just pumped about seeing Vladdy Jr. get the win.
Yeah, it was super exciting to watch him get that. And again, he's such a good dude, and it's fun that he was able to go out and compete. I still think Ellie De La Cruz, he would have ended up winning. I think that would have fit him well, but I heard that the reports were saying that he decided to decline going because he wanted to focus on the rest of the season for the Reds. So talk about a kid who's just locked in. And I know we've talked about him a couple weeks now in a row, but the dude just stole three bases in an inning.
On two
First,
pitches.
dude, and so the steal from third to home was just a big old fu to like you're upset that I just stole third and you guys are gonna pal bang. That's like some like
Yeah,
middle school baseball stuff right there. Where I remember my dad used to tell me, "Hey, if the catcher lobs the ball back to the pitcher, just steal home." And I remember I used to do that all the time. Just pop ball and just take off. And it's just like talk about awareness. The kid is just I mean, come on, just went around the bases like
gotta
he's
love it.
it's like he's playing against the JV players out there.
Yeah, he's just playing on a different speed right now.
Oh
Just
man.
like reckless abandon, doesn't care, like just going as fast as he can. You know, you're gonna make mistakes, but make mistakes going fast.
Yeah, I think that's the biggest thing about him that I'm loving right now is just he's fearless. He's fearless and he's playing 1,000 and he's playing like he's got nothing else. He doesn't know anything. You know what I'm saying? Like he's playing like he's like, I don't care. I'm just trying to get bags. I'm trying to get runs. I'm trying to put the ball in play and help my team out the best way I can. And he's literally playing like a kid, and it's like and he's making it look like he's playing against a bunch of kids. That's how he's making
Yeah,
it look right now.
yeah.
Um, yeah, man. So the MLB All-Star game, I will have to admit, jerseys ugly.
Yeah, I honestly haven't even been watching it.
Yeah, their color combo, I'm guessing they're rocking like the Mariners colors, but oh my God, they're just like head to toe solid of what like one is head to toe solid turquoise or teal, and the other's head to toe that deep blue, and they just look so terrible. Like you expect an all-star game for there to be a little bit of flashiness to it,
Got
but
sweat there.
I think the celebrity slow pitch game jerseys were better than um
Oof.
the MLB All-Star game. Um, so what does this mean coming out of the break? So a lot of things happened with the NBA after All-Star break. Celtics took a dive. Um, Nuggets came through. Heat got hot. Warriors dipped a little bit. Lakers figured it out without LeBron. Made a good run. The Sacramento Kings kind of crawled back up and sealed the deal. The 76ers had a couple injuries. So a lot of stuff happened after All-Star break with them. What do you kind of think that it's trending like for the MLB right now?
Well, it's odd time in Ohio. We got two first place teams, Indian or Guardians and the Reds, both right now first place in their division, which is pretty awesome. Both teams are young, both teams are exciting, and I still think we both have our best baseball ahead of us. So it's going to be an interesting second half. Just got to see if the team can hold up. It's a grind, 162 games. It's a long season. So
And what about teams that started off hot, like the Rays and like the Rangers? Uh,
you know,
what's your thoughts on Astros? What's your thoughts on those guys?
I'm a big Rays fan still. They still got a lot of talent. They're same thing. A lot of young guys. You're gonna have some bumps and bruises in a baseball season. You're not always gonna be playing amazing. They came out unreal, but everybody knew that wasn't realistic to be able to keep up. But they still have a lot of talent. I wouldn't be surprised to see them come out of the East. But the Blue Jays too have a lot of talent, and they can get it all figured out. The AL is stacked right now, but we'll see.
Yeah, again, I think I'm excited to see um, what's going to happen uh, with what happened after the All-Star break for the NBA. I'm excited to see kind of what's going to happen with the All-Star break. What happens after that um, with not just the All-Star break, but for the MLB, what happens for them after the All-Star break. Um, but it's definitely going to be, I think, doors wide open for the MLB. I think teams like the Reds are going to be pretty hot right now. I think teams like the Guardians definitely have a chance. I think the Rays have been just so consistent all season. Rangers too. Rangers have been putting up some really really good numbers. Um, yeah, I think I think there's going to be a lot of craziness that kind of comes through. Can teams like the Red Sox, can they figure it out? Can the Yankees and Aaron Judge get set? The Mets have been absolutely terrible. Um, Orioles too been super solid. Mariners have been good. Uh, Cubbies have been kind of fighting back and forth. Brewers, same thing, kind of hit or miss. White Sox have been playing a couple close games. Can't count out the Angels. Shohei Ohtani. I mean, the Angels have been just so stacked this year. I mean, I think you can't have, one of the best pitchers in the league, but also um uh not just that, but like you also have um one of the best hitters in the league. So Shohei Ohtani, I mean, that guy is gonna be absolutely dominant come uh this next half of the season. Uh and then you got the Phillies. I mean, last year World Series runner up. I mean, and they didn't really lose too many people. They've been playing pretty consistent too. So, and they are known to put up some big runs. So, it's gonna be interesting to see. So we lost Robbie, but we'll go ahead and just keep moving on without the guy. Um, so we have UFC fight potential. Mark Zuckerberg versus Elon Musk. Here is why I think Mark Zuckerberg is going to win this fight. Mark Zuckerberg actually trains Brazilian Jiu Jitsu. Also, photo just got released that he is training with Alexander Volkanovski and Israel Adesanya. When it comes to mixed martial arts, I think we've seen a lot of this already, right? Like with the YouTubers and the boxing, right? Boxing is just the only thing you have to worry about is getting punched in the face or stomach. With mixed martial arts, you have grappling, you have elbows, you have kicks. Mark Zuckerberg actually trains jujitsu. So this guy knows how to roll on the ground. He knows what will happen if they get into grappling exchanges, which if I was Mark Zuckerberg and I already knew that I had that skill set better than my opponent. I mean, look at it right now. And a majority of UFC fighters who are better at grappling are champions right now. And when it gets into the nitty gritty, usually the fighters that get the most takedowns or can at least secure a takedown in like a really, really hard moment, they're the ones that win. Robbie is back with us. Sorry, Robbie. It's all right, buddy. How you feeling?
Oh, doing good, doing good.
Yeah, so right now I just switched us over. I kept us rolling. Mark Zuckerberg versus Elon Musk in a potential MMA fight. What do you what's your thoughts on this one?
Man, Zuckerberg's looking shredded. I mean, he's what, 12, 13 years younger. I'm a big Elon fan. Everybody should go buy Dogecoin. Not financial advice, but help me out. you know, but I'm just kidding. I believe, I believe in Elon's investments, but I don't know as much how I feel about him as a fighter.
Yeah, I was just kind of saying before you hop back on, Mark Zuckerberg actually trains Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. Like the guy actually knows how to fight. And I was also saying about how with YouTubers and the boxing, with boxing, all you have to worry about is just getting punched in the face or punched in
Yeah,
the stomach. With MMA, you got kicks, ground game, elbows,
hold
um,
it.
grappling exchanges, jujitsu, submission attempts. I think with Zuckerberg just having that little bit of knowledge, I mean that's a big advantage, especially like if he decides, okay, I don't want to stand up and exchange blows with you. If I want to take this thing to the ground, I mean, he knows because he trains it, right? Now,
So I thought Elon had prior training too. I
he
could be wrong.
has he has some, and he's talked about it on Joe Rogan. He's definitely has some, but I don't think not to the extent that Zuckerberg has. And I think like there's everything, there's levels to certain games. I mean, Mark Zuckerberg actually just got done like competing in like a jujitsu tournament. So,
True.
um,
He's
yeah, so he's got a lot more, I think, experience. And like you said, he's younger, he's a little bit more fit. I think Elon's going to come in at the little bit heavier guy, but I don't know. I just saw Zuckerberg post a picture with Israel Adesanya and Alexander Volkanovski, who are the two champions right now. Now, it's one thing to take a picture with a guy and say you're training with him, but those are if I'm going for people in my corner, those are two pretty good ones.
yeah. That's they both was it GSP was his training with Elon. It's
Yep.
pretty cool seeing them both top with or both
Yeah.
train like top fighters and you know it's cool to see the cross between I don't even know if you do you even call it pop culture and fighting or would this just be the man I don't even know how you would call that cross but just the cross in these two worlds because they're not typically the same.
No, and Dana White said, he said this would be one of the biggest fighting events in the history
Uh-uh.
of mixed
I got
martial
the
arts.
internet. I'm watching that.
Yeah, I mean, again, you're talking about two of the biggest followed men in the history of social media and just media in general. Literally, both are respectively in control of two of the largest platforms of media. And what a great way to kind of promote the sport of MMA. What a great way to, and even Dana was saying, he's like, these two dudes are going to get so much money raised for charity. He's like, this is going to be huge, huge for the sport, huge for the athletes. Um, I hope they make it happen. I know Dana White
Yeah.
doesn't usually put his name on stuff that's bad, even though I question Power Slap League, and even that is pumping out. He just showed that there was more people watching Power Slap than the NHL playoffs.
Damn, that's crazy to think about.
Yeah, because NHL didn't want to do something with the Nelk boys because they didn't like their content, and Dana White's really tight with the Nelk boys, and so he was like, you know what, they're just a bunch of old white people, and here's my views on Power Slap League, and it was like 90 million
Yeah.
compared to like 21 million for the NHL playoffs.
Ooh.
Yeah,
Man, that's a big difference right there.
yeah, right. So I'm excited. I mean, I hope it happens. You can't ever really tell with any of these things, like everything with social media stuff, sometimes it goes, sometimes it doesn't. Although guys like Jake Paul and Logan and KSI, I think what they've done, and this is probably unpopular, but I think what they've done is great for the sport of boxing. I think honestly, boxing was kind of a dying sport until these guys are kind of bringing it back to life right now. I think once Floyd kind of left the scene, it was kind of boring to watch again. I
Yeah.
mean, the fact that Conor
Well,
McGregor had to come to boxing to make people tune in for boxing, like it just kind of goes to show that it was a dying sport. And now those guys are driving views and people are watching. So haters gonna hate, but they're still gonna watch and get the views too, man.
still getting paid.
Um, all right, switching gears to some football. Crazy news, breaking news. Northwestern football program.
I don't
Head
understand
coach,
anymore.
fired for hazing events. by
Oh,
a student. It was a student journalist led investigation. So shout out to the Northwestern student media newspaper. Shout out to
wow.
them for being able to
That's
get a
some
story
digging.
like that, right? Yeah. Um, yeah. What's your kind of thoughts on that?
Man, I'm gonna need you to fill me in on this because I didn't know about the hazing. I saw he got fired, but I was busy at work today and didn't actually get to read into it at
Oh
all.
my
So,
gosh. You didn't hear?
yeah,
Oh
you're
my gosh.
breaking this live to me right now.
Oh my gosh, dude. So, all right, I'm gonna break it to you the way I read it. So when I just read the article, and the way the article was written, it said, um, the hazing. There was a hazing activity called running, in which players were forced into it after making mistakes at practice. Now, at that line, I instantly was like, "What? Running? Like, what? They had to run or something? Like, then I guess
Yeah,
like half the things that I had to do after I made a mistake in practice, or the things that I've had to do to kids when they made mistakes and we had to run. I guess I'm being
yeah,
charged. Come to find out, running is very different than what I thought. Running, apparently, the seniors would put, and this was only for if freshmen made a mistake, the seniors would put on like purge masks and dry hump them in the locker room if they messed up during practice. Um, first come through of the story when this kind of broke was that the football coaches didn't know anything about it. Later, doing a further investigation, there was apparently like a hand signal or something that signified the running activity, and the head coach was shown in some instances that like when a player messed up, he'd like go and make that like sign as if to say that he knew, but there isn't really like solid evidence. That's all just like reported that they saw. Nonetheless,
man.
the athletic director has chosen, they suspended him, and then now he has broken the news that he has been relieved of his head coaching duties, man.
Man, that's wild.
Now,
Um,
Pat McAfee got a good take on this. Apparently, this has been going on there for a long time. This isn't like
what?
it just happened. So Pat brought up a good point. It's like, are you kidding me that like there wasn't at one point a freshman who went through that and didn't get to play and quit, and he never came through. It was a student led investigation that kind of found out and got the details about it, but that's how the first come. So like, it's just crazy. It's crazy.
Yeah,
Yeah. So after hearing that, yeah, what's your thoughts now?
man, I'm still like dumbfounded because like you had so much, everybody had so much respect for Fitzgerald in that Northwestern program. I mean, you knew they were never really going to win the Big Ten, but they always were competitive. They always put out good players, and it's a tough school to get into. So they they aren't always going to be able to get that top tier player just due to the academics of that school. So the way they've been able to compete still was always impressive. But yeah, man, there's always shit that happens in sports. There's always been hazing.
Yeah.
Is what it is. Like,
Now, to that
not
extent,
saying
I
it's
will admit,
right, not saying that I condone it or agree with it, but
I can't say that in college we did anything to that extent. I'm like trying to think if there was anything like that. I mean, and
nothing
I'm
like
really
that.
trying here, and I would share. I would share. I'm that type of person. I just don't. I mean, we'd have to run, do a bunch of up downs if we got penalties, or if we,
Pain in the field.
yeah, paying the field if we like broke actual rules that we had signed, contracts on responsibilities for us. Nothing that we like. I don't think there was anything that I was forced into to have to do. I guess dog soldiers could be considering hazing because that was being forced to do 500 body squats for a t-shirt. But even that, I
Yeah.
wouldn't consider. But again, like, I don't know, hazing comes in so many forms these days. And again, I'm not condoning. anything. And if that's really what was going on there, not condoning it. It's super weird, honestly.
Yeah,
I don't
doesn't
know.
make sense.
Yeah, I don't even know like who would want to do that. Like, what in your right mind would say like, "Oh, I want to go and dry hump my teammate because he made a mistake." I could
It's
see
just
like
weird.
maybe like pranking him by like putting like bologna with mustard in his helmet. Okay, so that actually happened at Heidelberg, but that was a prank on an underclassman to an upperclassman. So like again, I don't like
Yeah. Can you haze upwards? Is that even a thing?
yeah, I don't know, man. I mean, you hear like the horror stories in like the NFL about people getting like
Yeah.
duct taped to the field goal post and having to go and pay for your whole like the rookies having to pay for the whole entire team dinner or the position group
That would
dinner, but
suck. Imagine some of these guys only making, after their bring home's only $1 million, and these dudes just went and spent 200,000 on a meal and drinks.
yeah, right? Like more than their first even paychecks coming in.
Yeah, like, wait,
Um,
I don't have that much money. Do you guys take credit card?
yeah, right. So I don't know, man. It sounds really sketchy. I can only hope that it wasn't really happening, but according to the reports, it sounds like it actually was happening. So that for sure is
It's a little stain on Northwestern, definitely.
yeah, that's to me is pretty sketch for
Yeah.
them.
They get the Penn State treatment now.
Right? Like what does this mean for them?
What does the NCAA do?
Uh Nothing's really come out yet on like what the decision is.
Yeah,
The only decisions that have been made was just that he was the head coach has been fired. So
we'll see.
that's we'll see, man. Um crazy. Crazy, crazy,
Yeah.
crazy. Don't try hump your teammates. I think that's the
No,
lesson.
especially in a purge match.
Yeah, even weirder. And again, I don't know if that was like a made up thing. I know that was just on Pat McAfee's show. I didn't read that in the article. Um, but that's even weirder.
Yeah.
Uh all right, let's wrap it up. Um Famous 28s, my friends, since this is episode 28. What is a famous 28 that you'd like to shout out? I was
Seems
looking
like
at the
that's a great
list.
running back number.
It is. It is. And I'll start. Joe Mixon, 28, baby.
Adrian Peterson.
Dude, one of the best. How many years was he like the top running back to get in fantasy
Man,
football?
forever. And even at the end of his career, he's still like the dude just still was a physical specimen and had the talent to go the distance if he could get an open hole.
I think it was mostly just injuries that kind of just took him down towards the end of his
Yep.
career. Kind of the same thing with like LaDainian Tomlinson. They just had these
Yep.
such dominant years, and then that one injury kind of just they just never kind of got back to form. And both were ACLs, weren't well, at least Adrian Peterson was ACL,
Yep.
right?
Yep. I believe both of them. Another great 28, part of the greatest show on turf, Marshall Falk.
Yes, dude. Marshall Falk, another. You're right. The running backs, just such a solid. I think Corey Dillon was 28.
Think so. I believe another Super Bowl winning running back, Warwick Dunn. The Buccaneers was wearing 28.
Yep, work done. What a savage. And then you had Chris Johnson, another savage,
Yep.
another dog,
Cristiano Ronaldo. Different type of football player.
but also dog. Yep, Corey Dillon, 28. Yeah, buddy. Um, Trying to look one more. All for our there's so
Dave
many.
Justice wore number
There
24 at
yep,
one point.
that's a good one.
Old Dave Justice. Or 28, excuse me. He
I
wore both of them.
saw Kenny Lofton on here.
He was always 7 in Cleveland.
Uh,
He played for several different teams, though, outside of us.
yeah, it's funny because they have his picture. It says Kenny Lofton, but it has his picture with him wearing a number 7 jersey. So I don't know how about trust that one.
Yeah.
Hockey, here we go. Detroit Red Wings player Steve Duchesne. There you go. That's one for the hockey people.
For you guys up north.
Darren Woodson, also 28.
Yep. Great DB.
And yeah, man, right now, I mean, hopefully Joe Mixon can make the 28 proud. I'm glad we've kind of figured out what's going on with him. I still feel like this is going to be his last year in Cincy. I feel like the only reason he's kind of still around is because he has chosen to take a. I feel like he's putting the team before himself because I do feel like he could have went the other way. But I don't think he wants to leave. So I think he's doing everything he can to make sure that he's staying in Cincy.
Yeah. Running backs don't really get that long of a shelf life. So you're starting to see more guys stick around, take hometown discounts to stay with the team they were drafted with.
Yeah.
I think it's really admirable of him to do that, to be on a team that's going to finish second in the North behind the Browns.
Very could be. Very well could be, man. I do think the Browns have a legit shot. I do think right now, honestly, I think the Ravens are going to self implode. I think the Browns are scary right now. I think the Steelers are still probably 2, 3 more years away from kind of figuring it all out. But I think the Steelers are coming up the pipeline. But right now, I think it's Bengals Browns.
Yep, it's an Ohio division this year. I'm looking forward to it, man.
Battle of Ohio coming up soon. Oh man, I
Yeah,
can't wait. I can't wait to see you up there, buddy. All right, man. Well, hey, it was fun. Thanks everyone for tuning in. We appreciate all the love and support. Um, until next time, keep the change.